Welcome back to Action Figure Obsession. It's me, your old pal, Avian and Loaded. Hey, how you doing? Here we have the Udon Taskmaster that Hasbro Marvel Legends released in 2016. He was part of the Red Onslaught Build-A-Figure wave, and that's all the research I did. I remember Taskmaster being introduced, I believe, in the pages of the Avengers, in a story where he and I could be conflating with something else, but I believe he kidnapped Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket and the Wasp, was something like that. In one of his early, if not his earliest appearances, Tony Masters or Tony Masterson, I forget which it is, but it's T Master or T Masterson, in that hokey old comic book. My name's T Master, Tony Taskmaster. A little hokey, but a fun character. Taskmaster is, in my mind, and I think George Perez designed his original costume, which this is not his original costume. This is the look that he had when Udon Studios redesigned him, and this is widely known as the Udon Taskmaster. It doesn't mean you're going to be eating him in a noodle soup. It just means that is the origin of the design from Udon Studios. And Taskmaster has the ability, as you might have seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Taskmaster has the ability to see someone in action, performing their moves, their fighting style, and then through eidetic memory or whatever it is, Taskmaster is able to beat them at their own game, because not only is he able to duplicate every move that they can possibly make, but he's able to duplicate everybody else's moves that he's observed as well. So when he fights Captain America, it's like Captain America fighting Captain America plus everybody else that Taskmaster has ever fought. And I feel like he's the spiritual ancestor of Deathstroke the Terminator, in DC Comics, because George Perez designed the original Taskmaster, with... I wonder if Marv Wolfman wrote the first appearance of Taskmaster. That wouldn't surprise me. If not, if it wasn't Marv Wolfman, it was somebody probably they had lunch with regularly at the Marvel bullpen. But anyway, Taskmaster's costume, his original costume, which I unfortunately don't have an example of here. I did have that figure at one point and then sold it off. I of course, say it after me. Wish I had kept it. But I do like the Udon Taskmaster better. I think he's a little more tactical looking, a little more dangerous looking. There was a lot of criticism in 2016 when this figure was released because, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. Let me maybe bring him closer to the light. If you look really closely on the bottom of his holster there's a Z, and that goes on for each of the, and those guns are molded in, they're not removable. But the Z stands for Zemo, because originally that shoulder harness belonged to a Baron Zemo action figure, and they just reused it for Taskmaster, who now has a harness that has two Z's on it. So I don't know, maybe he stole it. Maybe he was getting some Z's, if you see what I did there. Taskmaster comes with a shield, which is a repainted Captain America shield. This is that sort of small size Captain America shield that they were using a lot in the mid 2010s. Before, they gave him the slightly bigger shield with the 20 years Captain America. That one had the holes in it, but then they gave the Bucky cap, the new Bucky cap on the Vulcan body mold. He had the bigger shield, and that seems to be kind of the standard now, except with the Marvel vs. Capcom Captain America. But I think he got a smaller shield to make room for that effect piece that clips over the entire shield that looks like he's being impacted with energy. Anyway, yeah, Udon Taskmaster, I like him because he reminds me both the color scheme, the orange and the silver gray. He does remind me of Deathstroke the Terminator, one of the new Teen Titans and Teen Titans primary villains, Slade Wilson, who you may not know, Deadpool was named after Slade Wilson, because Rob Liefeld thought that Slade Wilson was a cool name, so that's why Deadpool's name is Wade Wilson. So I'm sure in my head canon and a lot of other people's, at the very least, they're cousins, maybe brothers Slade and Wade. They're certainly kind of in the same line of work, although on different sides most of the time, but obviously a lot of wet work involved for both Deathstroke and Deadpool. And I just wanted to show off this Udon Taskmaster of mine. I actually have two of them because I found one in a vintage toy shop, mint, still unopened in the box for $20, and mistakenly thought that I didn't have one, but it turns out that I did. So I have one on the work table and one in my sort of silver Bronze Age Marvel shelf way back there behind me, too far away to show you. But I just cleaned this up with my handy microfiber cloth, kind of on a cleaning jag now. Every time I look at a video of mine and I see a dusty figure, I'm like, oh, God. But the thing is that some of these figures have been standing untouched in this room for going on 9 years now. So it cannot possibly be a surprise to me that some of them are a little dusty, a little grimy. And it's good to take them out and clean them up and kind of remind them that they still have some life left in them. They're not finished yet. Taskmaster certainly isn't. This is a beautiful figure. One of Marvel Legends' best, certainly one of the best they did in the year 2016. They were still finding their way in 2016. As I've said before, I think 2019 was the peak year for Hasbro Marvel Legends. They did more good figures in that year than I think any other 2 or 3 years combined that you could think of in their entire history of having the Marvel Legends license. 2019 was just a banner year. Take a look at actionfigure411.com. Look at Marvel Legends year by year and take a look at the pictures, take a look at the figures. I don't think you'll argue with me if you do that. I mean, yes, they obviously have released some great figures. They released Rom Space Knight last year and Kazar and Zabu the year before that. They're not dead in the water, but the peak of them caring and doing a great job and really doing what they were setting out to do in a quality way with quality figures that were exciting and fun and nostalgic and even a little forward looking in the engineering and design. Yeah, that was 2019, everybody. That was quite some time ago. I'd love to see them make a comeback and have another year as good as 2019. Maybe that'll happen, but with all the chaos that seems to be going on at Hasbro, I really don't know. Really don't know if that's a possibility. Anyway, I think of the Taskmaster as an Avengers villain, primarily. As I say, he's fought Ant-Man. He's fought the event. He definitely had a 2-part story in the Avengers back during the George Perez era that was unfortunately inked by Jack Abel, who was not a good match for George Perez's pencils. Perez's pencils were best inked, I think, by Pablo Marcos in the 70s at Marvel and Romeo Tangal at DC in the 80s. Both of them did stellar work over him. There is one Uncanny X-Men annual, I think it was either number 4 or number 6, that was George Perez inked by Terry Austin, the regular inker of Uncanny X-Men. And my God, that comic is worth looking up and reading because the Perez-Austin combination is a match made in heaven for superhero comics fans. Just a beautiful combination of penciling and Terry Austin's meticulous, incredibly smooth, silky, and yet somehow crunchy and fun inking style. Perez and Austin, great pair. I wish they had done more work together. Yeah, that was a tangent. This tangent brought to you by Avian and Loaded. Thanks for stopping by Avian and Loaded's action figure obsession playlist, and that's going to do it for this one, I think. If you like this video, if you like Taskmaster, if you like anything I do on this channel, please like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you find out when I do something else new, and share the video with anybody that you think likes Taskmaster or clean action figures that have had a microfiber cloth vigorously scrubbing their nooks and crannies to make them look better on camera, because now that's a thing with me and it's got to be done. And I just have to do it 999 more times. Well, I did it with Deathlock, so 998 more times, and then everything will be clean. And by the time I get done, they'll probably be dirty, the ones that I started with at the beginning, and I'll have to start all over again. And oh my God, it's like an action figure obsession. I'll see you on the next one, kids.